Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, which will be on episode 15 or episode 3 of season 2 of Mobile Suit Gundam, Witch from Mercury, whichever one that is fitting for you. Anyways, this episode right here looks like to me it got me a little confused of a certain thing called Quiet Zero. I'll get to that in just a moment. But at the same time, it looks like to me we're gonna have some other situations where Zenelli Shattuck is starting to have his own plans of action, you know? So if anything else, let's get to certain parts here and there, little by little. Let's get to the part of Shattuck himself, but not before we get to see a scene with Nika and Noreta. Well, Noreta ends up beating up Nika for betraying them and because of her stupid ideals. However, Nika says otherwise, saying that if you're gonna kill innocent people and all that just because you hate Spacians and etc., this is just wrong here and there. But Noreta does not listen and continues to beat Nika up until someone else stops her, telling her to knock it off or you will lose your freedom, you know? That kind of thing. And the way I look at it, I can see Noreta's anger, you know, understanding that a traitor betrayed their comrades and all that. Very understandable, but at the same time, Nika does not like the idea of bloodshed being spilled, you know, seeing a lot of students, innocent people being killed over some kind of grudge that you have towards those who's in space or Spacians, you know, etc. Whatever the case may be, whatever the situation is told here and there, Noera is the one that's going to be responsible for many people's lives and deaths of her comrades and all that because because of your stupid ideals here and there. Which apparently I understand where she's coming from, but still. Ideals will not really get you anywhere unless you have power or if you're willing to take certain action. But that aside, Shattuck. We get to see a scene with Shattuck and his adopted father, and we get to know that Shattuck is actually half Earth, half Spacian, and half Earthian. And we get to know that that Shattuck wants to sell all the assets to Earth, you know, for some reason. I don't know, I do not know what Shattuck is trying to do, but he's trying to obtain power in order to change something because if I think about it, the Earthians or human beings on Earth have always been exploited and have been always what's the word? I guess taken advantage of and be in a bad situation, I guess, etc., in a very bad environment and so forth. You get the idea, whatever the case may be. And, you know, there is one scene which I will get to just a moment, but yeah. Let's get to the main part of the entire episode, which involves Ghoul. Apparently, this guy is taken in as a prisoner of war, and Ghoul's still feeling I guess, traumatized in a very bad situation mentally, where that he killed his own father. And it's going to traumatize him and it's going to scar him for life because he didn't know that he actually killed his own dad, you know, and I knew for the fact this was going to have a very heavy toll on him whatsoever, you know. But that aside, the one that who held him prisoner is some guy named Ridrick Kruger or Alcott whatsoever, you know. All I know is that these guys have been snitched out whatsoever and that they're about to have to evacuate right away. And one of the kids wanted to kill Ghoul because I don't know. All I know is that child or girl, which we find out later, gets angry at Ghoul for being alive and says, "Why are you alive and my father is dead?" whatsoever, you know, that kind of thing. And we have to it that the patrols of these guys, of the Spacians, you know, or whatever the case may be, I don't care. I mean, because they just want to go after the rebellion or just kill them out entirely, you know. And honestly, there were a couple of people who stayed back to fight, you know, in order to stop them from killing anyone else, you know. Sadly, though, one of them became a stupid idiot, which, no offense, I mean, just speaking my mind, ends up attacking one of the Spacian enemies or something, and then it breaks out into a battlefield, you know. As for Ghoul, you know, we don't really know what happened to him exactly, but all I know is he survived the crash of rubble as he's trying to save a little girl, but unfortunately it was too late. There were a couple comrades, you know, or should I say many comrades died, you know. Too bad one of them had a family and he has to leave them behind, you know, and many others, you know, etc. Alcott is the only one that was left surviving, you know, and later on finds Ghoul burying a child, you know. And therefore, Ghoul is trying to ask him, what should I do? And the guy says, figure out what to do, because I'm not your dad or anything, okay? That's all I can tell you. Ghoul ask him to find a way to get him to, like, some kind of space orbital elevator, whatever the case may be. I don't know. All I know is Ghoul wants to get to somewhere, something about space orbital, something involving space orbit, and get ready to go into action. I forgot to mention the small detail that his company, his own family's like business, is going bankrupt, you know, etc. So we don't really know what happened to them, but all I know is that they're in a very bad situation right now. Well, I'm pretty sure the school in space is also in this bad situation, whatever the case may be. We don't know. Yada, yada, yada. But now, the final part I'm going to talk about is this Quiet Zero project. Apparently, it is being like, whatchamacallit, it was like given the idea from like Mio's or Miorente. I'm just going to call her Mio because it's more easy that way. It was given the idea of Quiet Zero from Mio's mother, you know? We get to know that involves like various survival strategies used by plants that could be applied to humanity. Something about restoration of human nature involving Gundams now that has been buried down many years ago. You get the idea. If you guys been keeping up with the Witch from Mercury series from the very beginning up until now, you understand that these Gundams are illegal and that they should not be applied whatsoever. As for Mio, you know, and this Quiet Zero project, it might be involving them. Whatever the case may be, this is just somehow, supposed to help out humanity. I mean, restoration of human nature. That's the only thing I could get out of it. But sadly, though, many people were willing to let their weapons do the talking, and many casualties came about, such as like the loss of one guy's comrades who's telling us what Quiet Zero is, and then the accident involving Mio's mother being killed in there. You know, whatever the situation is, but. This Quiet Zero project overall, without a lot of details and complications, is supposed to help everyone. Maybe. I don't know. Restore human nature. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, restore human nature, honestly. The way how they freaking subtitled it or not giving out the explicit real details, you know. It's getting a little confusing. Otherwise, like, unless you try to analyze it much more deeply, it's almost hard to even get the idea from it, but that aside. Anyways, that's about it. You know, throughout this episode, all I could tell you is that Nika is being in trouble by Noera, who apparently calls her a traitor. As for Shattuck Zenili, he's half Spacian and half Earthian, I guess, but he's planning to make some kind of dude to go into action, is trying to go into action in order to, like, help out all the Earthians, you know, etc. And that he does have a grudge, but it's not going to fill up the hole or stomach, and that he needs power in order to change things, which I don't blame him going for, but whatever the case may be, and whatever he's trying to go for, it may not even work. As for the Ghoul, he is kept as a prisoner, but now he is free, but trying to figure out what to do next. All I know is that he's trying to go into action, or where to go, trying to go into action, but whatever the case may be, it will be up to him what to do next, knowing that he's already lost everything, honestly, but I don't know where he's going to go, but all I know is like, hopefully it'll be a better place than where he's at and what he's going through right now, but I highly doubt so. And Quiet Zero, that thing is supposed to help human nature, restore human nature. I don't know what kind of human nature or something, but it's supposed to possibly help all of Earth or something. And right now, Delling is that person's trying to fulfill that promise, etc., and trying to keep Quiet Zero a safe project or a hidden project from everyone else, whatever the case. Anyways, next episode involves like possibly involves like a endless sin of cycle, I guess. That's the next episode title. It says like cycle of sins or something. Yeah, cycle of sin. But we don't really know how that's going to turn out. Either it shows a backstory or a background story, whatever the case may be. But one thing's for certain is that it's not going to be very pretty, considering what the title of the episode is and so forth. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm off the Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot.